good life, and I have a wonderful husband. I've been blessed. And I think when you put out good things come back to you. When I put out bad things, a lot of bad things happen to me. So I think that's pretty much the lesson of my life, that as long as you're putting good energy out into the world, it'll come back to you.
Thank you so much. What's up, guys? Welcome to another Key to Life podcast. This is Key to Life on the road. You guys won't believe what happened to me. So I'm driving to Glen Canyon, and I'm out here in the middle of like nowhere, no service whatsoever. I drive past actually the Glen Canyon, and I keep going down the road. Next thing you know, I notice I'm like half a tank. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make it. I get there. It's actually the wrong location because my cell phone doesn't have service, and I guess it just kept on taking me to like the heart of it and past the camping site and everything. Now I'm just driving back, and I'm hoping I make it, praying I make it. Next thing you know, I'm one bar from E. So I stopped by this gas station. Well, not even gas station. It's an airport. Just looking for like the best thing that could happen. I met this lady, Fila. Did I say it right?
Mm-hmm.
So Fila is my friend. I just met her, and I just kind of wanted, this is exactly what we want with the podcast. I'm telling you, we're literally like kind of in the middle of the nowhere. They're emergency vac for people out here for boats and for accidents and stuff like that. So go ahead and tell them a little about yourself and what you do.
Okay, I am actually the operating manager here at the airport. I switch off 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off with another gentleman. We are the emergency evacuation for Lake Powell, for this side of the Utah side of Lake Powell. And we're available 24/7 to help people that get stranded or whatever.
People like me.
Mostly what we have is, we're an airport and we have aviation gas, but we have what's called MoGas, which is ethanol-free gasoline that's good on boats and smaller planes, and it's great for cars, but because it's ethanol free, you usually don't get it at gas stations, but it cleans your engine out really good. And so I fill my car up with it, and he stopped here needing gas, so we were able to help him.
That's awesome. Thank you. And where are you from exactly?
I'm from New Mexico originally, from this little dinky place called El Cerro de Puentes, which is a Spanish land grant community that was established in 1592. My father's ancestors got the land grant from the Queen of Spain for massacring a whole bunch of Pueblo native Indians. My mother is from New Laguna, Pueblo. So my father's family literally massacred my mother's family.
Oh. that's awesome. I mean, not awesome, but like that's literally how we're going with this podcast. It's great that you brought that up. So I guess you come from a family where you say your father family massacred, like your mother family pretty much.
Yeah, my mother's family. My mother's family is Native American. My father's family is Spaniards. When the Spaniards first came through here, they were the conquistadores, and they were pretty brutal. And like Laguna, where I came from, when the Spaniards came through in order to enslave and make the Native Americans docile, they cut off the left feet of all the men, or like hundreds of the men, so that, and anyway.
So with that being said, what do you think about violence? Like, you come from like where I bet your mom have told you a story, your dad have told you a story.
It's 600 years.
Yeah.
And history is what it is.
Thank you.
Hopefully, well, not hopefully, because we haven't, unfortunately, with what's going on now in the United States, we haven't gotten past that.
Yeah.
My sons are black.
Okay.
I married a black man.
Nice.
He was a doctor. but he couldn't keep his pants on when he was supposed to, so we got so we got divorced.
I got you.
But I've got black sons, and one of my sons is a student in Dallas, and he got stopped by 2 policemen last year, and he got pushed to the ground, frisked, kind of beat up a little bit, and then they released him. But he knows enough not to fight, not to argue, not to question, just say yes sir, and put up with whatever humiliating, disgraceful thing they do, because then they might not shoot you.
Yeah.
Because that's
So
what happens.
you're advised to just kind of put up with it so you get out of your life, and then later
Yeah.
on go on and either fight it in court, because at the end of the day, not everybody in the system is racist, and not everybody you're going to get your day in justice. So just avoid getting shot pretty much.
Well, it's Dallas, Texas, so
okay.
you're not going to get your door.
Yeah, but at least he still has his life.
Exactly.
And I like how you brought up the part where it happened 600 years ago. What would you say to people that are still holding on to grudges like that, like because of this whole thing going on?
I think things only get better if we make them better.
Yeah.
I think you forgive people, not for them, because some of them don't even want your forgiveness.
Yeah.
But you forgive people for yourself.
Yes.
And I kind of live by the philosophy that there's karma in the world. Everything comes back to you one way or the other, either in this life or the next life. And you just have to be the best person you can be. That's what I tell my sons. Be the best person you can be. And I've got a son who works at UNM Hospital. He's the director of the surgical nursing at UNM in Albuquerque. My other son is getting his master's in some kind of physics. And my other son is here with me. He's sleeping right now because it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry to keep you up, but I just had to.
Well, I'm up anyway.
Yeah.
I'm up all the time. But he's autistic, and he's has seizure disorder. He has developmental delays. But all 3 of my sons are good men. And
So, what advice would you give to all the young men out there that you have given to your kids that you thought have helped them throughout life? What advice would you give them?
the only person's behavior you control is yours.
That's true.
And so you have to make the best of every situation for you. And you can't worry about how other people react. You can't worry about how other people look at you or judge you. You just got to make the best life for you.
That's very true. And that's the advice you give your kids? Is that the same motto you have lived by pretty much growing up? What's your key to life? Because our podcast is called Key to Life, so we like to give people one key to life that they do. It's like, this is what I do to get me through life.
I came from my father drank a lot. And my mother, I think she was bipolar just because of some of the behaviors, but she was never diagnosed. I did a lot of stupid things growing up. I drank a lot, I did a lot of drugs, and I got involved with a lot of really stupid men and made a lot of mistakes.
You all do that.
And it took me a long time to figure out things. And I had low self-esteem, and I allowed men to abuse me. And so I didn't want that for my sons. And I got lucky. But I raised my sons kind of with the attitude that there isn't a lie they could tell me that I hadn't already told. There isn't a mistake that they can make that I hadn't already made. And I don't have the personality or the patience to put up with it. So you're going to do good in school, you're going to apply yourself, you're going to make a better life for you than I made for me.
So your motto is pretty much your kids, like taking care of your kids?
Pretty much take care of my kids and forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself.
You got to forgive yourself first, forgive everybody else, and just make your life the best you can.
Thank you. Do you mind saying your full name and anybody want to give a shout out to just in case they end up running into the podcast?
Well, my full name is actually Maria Filadelfia Nicomedes Adelicia de Benavides de Otero Harris.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Which is kind of a Spaniard thing.
Yeah.
But Fila for short, and Harris because I married a white guy at last. I've been through a few marriages and a bunch of other stuff. I have great friends in my life now. I have wonderful sons. I have a good life, and I have a wonderful husband. I've been blessed. And I think when you put out good things come back to you. When I put out bad things, a lot of bad things happen to me. So I think that's pretty much the lesson of my life, that as long as you're putting good energy out into the world, it'll come back to you.
Thank you so much. And sorry for keeping you up all night.
Oh, I'm going to be up all night anyway because I've got a plane coming in.
Oh, okay.
So I'm waiting and